More and more Americans favor red states and blue states going their separate ways. That's right. A new survey out shows that a majority of Trump voters and a significant number of Biden voters want a national divorce. In this video, we're going to take a look at that study. We're going to see how secession has actually been going on in the United States for some time now. And stick with me to the very end of this video when I'll reveal what's really behind this surge in secessionist sentiment. You're not going to want to miss it. Greetings, everyone. Patriots all across the globe. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you as always. I am your daily fake news antidote, offering patriotic analysis to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we begin, if you're looking to get a loan but don't quite know which personal loan to get for your situation, that's where our sponsor Zippy Loan come in to help. Zippy Loan offers an expansive network of lenders that provides you with premium access to the personal loans you need. All you got to do is just click on the link below and you can get up to $15,000 directly deposited in your bank account as soon as the next day. Give them a try by clicking on that link below or go to getazippyloan.com. That's getazippyloan.com. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. We've got some fascinating developments with regard to the increasing popularity of secession. According to a recent survey conducted by the Center of Politics at the University of Virginia, a majority of Trump voters, as well as a significant minority of Biden voters, were both in favor of their state's secession from the United States. All told, 52% of surveyed Trump voters and 41% of Biden voters support seceding from one another in some way, shape, or form. But what's so fascinating here is that secessionist sentiments go way beyond this polling. In many respects, our nation really is already cracking up, as it were. So, for example, we really are seeing what I like to call passive acts of secession already being enacted across the country, and others have recognized this. So, for example, the City Journal, they ran a recent article analyzing the pro-secessionist sentiments from this survey, and they noted that in many respects, red states and blue states are already, for all practical purposes, informally seceding from one another. They gave the example of the increasing number of state and local officials enacting laws and policies that ban travel and restrict commerce with other American states. California alone has banned state-sponsored travel to 17 states in the union to protest over their protecting owners from getting sued into oblivion by LGBT activists. Actually, that's wrong. Ohio became the 18th state banned by California. Pretty soon, California government workers are only going to be able to travel within California. When North Carolina passed its so-called bathroom bill a few years back, which required people to use public bathrooms according to their gender designated on their birth certificates, 5 other states, along with California, Washington, Minnesota, New York, Vermont, and Connecticut, they joined together in restricting commerce with North Carolina. It cost them billions. And this, of course, is all before the various travel bans we saw enacted during the whole COVID shutdown, when various states enacted travel bans that were seemingly random and based more on political animosity towards other states than anything else. And this article, for whatever reason, completely overlooks the significance of the 2 national anthems that have emerged in professional sports, particularly in the NFL. And so this is what the City Journal article concludes, quote, "It's tempting these days to see a secessionist movement coming out of the sharp divide between Trump and Biden supporters. But long before Trump ran for office, back when Biden was a grandfatherly senator and later vice president, state officials began acting as if their colleagues in other states were the moral equivalent of leaders of rogue nations like Iran. The end of policy debates and the beginning of bans, restrictions on commerce, and punitive actions against American states and localities, these trends have played a major role in fueling secessionist sentiment." And I think the City Journal is right on here. These sentiments have been growing for some time now. For example, I did a video a couple of months back on a poll conducted by Brightline Watch in conjunction with YouGov. And respondents were asked, quote, "Would you support or oppose," put in your state, "seceding from the United States to join a new union with," and then put in a list of other new states. And the answers were shocking because the survey found that support for secession increased among every single partisan group, but particularly among Southern Republicans. Support for secession among Southern Republicans was 50% back in January of this year. Very, very high number for sure. But as of June of this year, it rose to 66%. I mean, we can only imagine where it is now. But it's not just Southern Republicans. 47% of Democrats in the Pacific Northwest wanted to secede. And in the heartland, in places like Illinois and Ohio, Wisconsin, 43% of independents wanted to secede as well. So overall, this YouGov survey found that 40% of Americans wanted to secede as of this past June. And again, these findings were corroborated by previous polls that found that half of all Republicans in the South supported secession. And one of the reasons why I think we're seeing this surge in secessionist support, particularly in the South, is because of the rise of what are called sanctuary cities in the midst of the Biden regime. We've covered this on a number of other videos, but sanctuary states are deep red states, primarily in the South, that are instituting policies to protect their citizens from any and all Democrat programs and persecutions coming along the pike. So more and more red states are joining together and in effect forming an administrative and legal wall against the assaults on our civil liberties by the blundering Biden regime. There are now, as we speak, 30 red states, and increasingly we're seeing these states offering legal and administrative protection for their citizens who want nothing to do with the Great Reset of Obama-era conditions. And it's not just happening at state level, it's happening at local county levels as well. For example, as of today, more than 1,200 jurisdictions in 37 states have adopted resolutions that have made their jurisdictions official Second Amendment sanctuaries. At the same time, we're seeing movements like Texas continue to grow in support. We've actually had Dan Miller on. Daniel Miller is the head of the Texas Nationalist Movement. He's been on as one of our guests for our Insiders Club. Our Insiders members got to talk to him live and ask him their questions on Zoom. You can actually join our Insiders Club by clicking on the link below. We'd love to have you. You will love it. We talk live together each week. You're going to love the fellowship and the community there. And if you think it through, we're also seeing the outbreak of micro-civil wars between patriot militias like the Proud Boys and Antifa agitators. You'll definitely want to check out a video I did. It's actually gotten over 1 million views on the Proud Boys absolutely crushing Antifa in Portland. We've got some amazing on-the-ground video of the clash. It's going to absolutely make your day. I'll make sure to link it down below for you in the pinned comment section so you can watch it after this video. But all of this is to say that the United States really is cracking up as we speak. And as we've talked so often on this channel, this is all par for the course for nation states all across the world. Since the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, over 35 nations have been added to the world map, from Georgia to Armenia to Belarus, Estonia, Uzbekistan, the rise of Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Lithuania. In Africa, you've got Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan. I mean, you've got major secessionist movements in Scotland, Catalonia, Quebec. We could go on and on. And so the $10,000 question in all of this is simply, are the nation states that were forged in the modern era going to be able to hold together as we move more and more into a postmodern era? I mean, that's the $10,000 question. Again, this to me is what makes the two national anthems that we're hearing now at professional sporting events just so radically ominous. I think, along with everything else we've been talking about in this video, I think that all signals that the United States, in the end, is anything but. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out that video on the Proud Boys crushing Antifa in Portland. It's going to absolutely make your day, so make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.